Now, it's been almost 2 months since I've purchased this 2011 Audi S4, and there are a number of things that really bother me about this vehicle. Now, for starters, there are hardly any jacking points on this vehicle. Consider this 2006 Acura TL. They even have molded in the plastic where you can jack up the vehicle from. Even on this 2010 Subaru, we have a jacking point right here. We can even use the frame rails on either side of the vehicle. No such luck with the Audi. Very clean, but hardly anywhere to jack up the vehicle from. In fact, even the service manual that the dealership uses clearly states do not jack up the vehicle from any aluminum component on the vehicle. Your only shot is right here. The pinch welds right next to the tires. So what do many Audi owners use? The jack that comes with the vehicle. Now, of course, you want to secure your vehicle with jack stands, and you can purchase these really cool inserts so that the pinch welds fit perfectly in the crease here. I'll have a link for these in the description box below. The flip side are building wood cribs, but the downside regarding these, you need the hardware, you need the materials, you need the tools, and wood cribs simply don't work if you're doing suspension work or brake work. Now, you may be thinking, why not use a floor jack at those locations? Well, if you have a garage like this, it's a one-car garage, you don't have a lot of room, you can't use a floor jack. There's simply not enough room to get the lever up and down. Number two, if you don't set up the floor jack just right, those pinch welds can roll off the padding of the jack, and now you have a really big issue. So that's why many owners just use the jack that comes with the vehicle. Which brings me to the second thing I do not like about this vehicle, and that is precisely the noise cancellation or the plastic paneling. Now, the problem with these under trays, the fasteners, over the years, this is an 11-year-old vehicle, and the techs, they've lost the fasteners. And you may think, yeah, so what? I can just buy new ones. If you want the factory fasteners, they are well over $100. If you're looking to do really any work from underneath the vehicle, you have to remove them. If you're looking to see if you have any leaks or rust, you can't see anything unless you remove the tray every single time. Which brings me to number 3, basic maintenance. So to replace the oil, you have to drop that plastic noise cancellation tray. But what if you want to do other things, such as replacing drive belts? Now, this has 2 drive belts. One for the supercharger, another for the accessories. In other words, the power steering pump, the AC compressor, so on and so forth. Now, to replace the main belt here for the supercharger, not too bad. You don't have a lot of working room, but again, you can do it from underneath the vehicle. But what about that main accessory belt? As you can see here, we have coolant lines that run to the supercharger. And these little rubber lines then feed off into metal lines, and they go all the way down to the bottom of the vehicle. What the Audi dealership recommends, you have to drain the coolant, then replace, or actually remove, these 2 hoses and remove the entire metal line, then you can replace the belt. And then if you follow that procedure, you have to bleed the coolant system when you add a new fluid, which is, again, quite a bit of work unless you have a special adapter. So it's not, going back to what I said earlier, it's not user friendly. You have to really know what you're doing to work on these. You guessed it. Plastic valve covers. They look metal, but they are indeed plastic. When we did the valve cover gasket replacement on the Acura, those happily are metal. Even on my wife's Subaru, those are metal. This, plastic. And again, it's just something that you find on modern vehicles to save a little bit of money. They use plastic components. Which leads me into number 5, parts that are not reusable. Now this is something I did a separate video on when we replaced the valve cover gaskets, but these plastic breather lines, they're not designed to be removed. They're designed to break. And when they break, you have to replace the entire line, which is not fast, it's not easy, and it's not inexpensive. So it's another thing you have to really keep in mind. Now I did find a way to remove these without breaking. I already uploaded a video regarding that, but again, it's something else. You have to be really delicate with this vehicle. Now number 6 is probably my favorite, and admittedly it's not only on the Audi, but this really gets under my skin. No dipstick. And I did a separate video showing on how to check the oil level. Ultimately you have to turn on the vehicle, let it warm up, then let it cool down for 2 minutes, then you can check the oil on the display inside the vehicle, which is insane because if it's low in oil, you will get an alert. But why not just have a dipstick? It takes 2 seconds, check the level, wipe it clean, reinsert it, and you're done. Which brings me to the final thing that really irks me about this vehicle. I'm going to start the vehicle. Let's see if you can spot it. Look closely. Do you see anything moving around, shaking around? Oh yeah, right here. Now what you're looking at is the low pressure fuel line that runs into the high pressure fuel pump. And I'm sorry, this should not be here shaking around. Now you can buy a kit for this vehicle that reroutes it near the valve cover and then directly to the high pressure pump. I just think they should have engineered this differently. This should be just, why not just make, engineer something metal that runs maybe over here. I mean, there's so many different ways you could do it, but it's just something so silly like that really gets under my skin. And those are the 7 things that I do not like about this vehicle. Now, admittedly, this is if you're working and maintaining on your own vehicle. Otherwise, this video really doesn't apply to you. But that's what this channel is all about. Maintaining, working, repairing on your own vehicles, and saving money along the lines. In fact, I'm going to upload a video very, very soon on how much money you can save working on your own vehicles over the years. It's a big number, and I will upload that very, very soon. You'll be shocked at how much money you can save. It's really from my own experience. But that being said, very cool car, a lot of fun, but be aware they are not the easiest to work on. As always, I hope this is very informative. It helps a number of you out there, and thank you for watching.